Grand risings. So, I've been sat having my dawning coffee. And today, I'm talking about tech. Right? Because I've been trying to navigate a new phone. Because in the last 2 years, I've gone through uncountable phones. I can't even count. I'm trying now in my head and I can't. It's too many. And it's not that I'm probably not very careful because I'm always in the moment, doing my thing, with them. But that's not what breaks them. That's not what happens. That's not what goes wrong. They just glitch. They glitch. The last phone that I had, I thought it was going to explode in my hand. It just started buzzing. It glitched, it stopped working, the screen froze, and it just was buzzing. It just would not stop. And I didn't have like the vibrating setting on or anything. Because I don't have like the notification sounds on. I don't have bingy bombs, bing, bing, bings. I don't have all of that. I don't have sounds. The only thing I have is my ringtone, usually. So if you need me in an emergency, you have to phone me. Don't text me. Yeah, just started buzzing. So I put it down in case it exploded. It didn't explode. And it just didn't stop. Like a good minute. It doesn't sound very long, but when your phone is just buzzing on the table, that's a long time. In the end, I had to smoosh all the buttons at the side for a long time to get it to just shut down. And then it wouldn't come back on unless it was in charge. And anyway, and then it kept the back of, there was so many issues. Now I have noticed that this is not, I've really delved into my psyche about my relationship with tech. Because I have been accused in the past of just being like, just opposed to it, just because I'm a natural person who likes, I'm a hippie. I'm not a hippie. I don't really know what a hippie is, but it doesn't matter. That's not the point of this conversation. So I've really delved into it. Am I just being like opposed to it just from ego purposes because it doesn't fit my aesthetic, or because I'm purposely trying to not get on with it? No, actually, no. Because I've used tech quite a lot. I use tech. I use the internet, I use my phone, I use headphones, I game, I do all the things. I try to do the things. I do all the online stuff, the things. I buy things online. I have to fill forms in online because everything's online now. You have to do all your assessments online. You have to apply for things online. Everything comes with an app, which I don't use. I don't ever use apps because I just can't be bothered with the amount of them. Everything. Every shop's got an app. Every company you buy from's got an app. Use the app. No. I could just use the one internet app. Why do I need 25 apps when I could just go on the one internet app and just search the thing I want? Anyway, again, but me and tech, I have 3 children who had to use a lot of tech just to be alive. I see the value in tech. I see that it can bring many good things, that it has extreme value. It also has a massive downside. Like, as with anything, there's always, whatever its greatest capacity can be reached, it will have its darkest capacity. And unfortunately, with the amount of amazing things tech can do, it also does very, very dark things and is very capable of dark things. but yeah, I have triplets, and they were delivered, and they were in intensive care, and they used all the incubators and the ventilators and the stuffs and blood transfusions and all that, and they had cleft lip and palate, and they had all that fixed. None of that available if tech didn't exist, really. So I value it very highly, but we don't get on. We are not compatible. And this led me to a question, right? A question. I can see that obviously society is going down the tech road, that everything is through tech. I don't like it because it doesn't work. It never works. Everything crashes. Maybe it does. Maybe it does for other people. This is my question. When I try to use tech, everything crashes, right? Now, obviously, scientifically, whether you're a spiritual person or not, and you're like into the ether and the 5D and all that shit, whatever, you can't deny science says energy exists, right? Everything's got its own energy. I have my energy. Tech has its energy, right? So if our energy is not compatible, like using tech exhausts me, it drains me, it doesn't work, it glitches. I think I must drain tech because the battery just goes vroom, and like it just goes Kyatara is using me. And I come along and I'm like, hey tech, and tech is like, actually let me put you here. Will this work? Hang on. Let's do this. Alright, so here's me, here's tech. And I come along and I'm like, hey tech. And I'm like, hey, I could kind of do a using you right now. I need your skills. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what I'm here for. And then like I go, okay, you ready? And it goes, and tech's like, whoa, what the fuck happened? I'm like, don't know, just press the same buttons everybody else presses. I'm like, okay, so should we try again? And the tech's going, are you okay? Did I break you? Sorry. And sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes I'm left going, and text going, I'm sorry, are you okay? Did I break you? So we just don't get on. Our energies aren't compatible. Something happens when we meet. Like, we drain each other, we glitch, we fucking... Something happens, so our energies clash. So, it is not that I am averse to using technology just because it's technology. I grew up in an era when everyone started using tech. It became a thing. Everyone was like really into it because it was new, it was like this funky stuff, and I was just genuinely not interested in it. We didn't gel, we didn't get on. It was always easier for me to be outside. It was always easier for me to like interact with physical things, like physical toys or physical objects, or like it was just, I don't know, it was like, yeah, the energy was not compatible. So what happens if society is moving into a more tech space, which is fine, if that's how it's going to happen, that's how it's going to happen, right? I love being outdoors, but don't get me wrong, like my circumstances means I have to be in a house, and I have to use tech, and I have to do the thing, and I have to be in Babylon, and that's okay. I accept that, and I'm quite willing to do that, to live my life. But what happens if we are in a completely tech space, and it's like the films and the books and whatnot, and everyone's got chips, and they use them quite well, quite normally, typically. It adds benefit to their life, and they get on with it. They have the little screens in their eyes that no one else can see, and they do the Minority Report shit, and all that, and they scan and pay for things with their hands, and that's how everyone lives their life, and they can access all this stuff, the internet, in their brain. But what happens if you're not compatible. Like literally, it's just nothing to do with your willingness. You're just not compatible. Like, think of it in tech terms. This is not like a human versus tech. This is like quite simply, tech is tech. Obviously, tech is like the computer. And I am software. I'm a program. But this computer, tech, what we've got going on, it's not, my software is not compatible with this tech. I need a different computer. So if there isn't another computer, where the fuck does my software go? Where does my software go? if everything's techie, where are the non-techie people supposed to go? How are we supposed to engage with society? How are we supposed to engage if we're just not compatible? Like, it's literally, I touch the same buttons that like everybody else touches, doesn't work. I press touch screens that other people are like literally pressing, and my finger goes on it and the computer doesn't register me. What am I supposed to do? Will there be like factions, like in Divergent? Is that the right one? Is that the thing I'm thinking of? Divergent? Yeah, I think so. They're all in factions and they've all got skills, right? Maybe the non-tech people, the people that are not compatible, will be like the amity. Is it amity? Where they're all in the family. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe like the non-tech people, they just go, right, like this, we've tried everything. These people genuinely are just not being able to access. We'll have to put them somewhere else. They'll have to do it in a different way. And we'll have to just go and live on a farm. And just, I mean, that wouldn't be so bad, I suppose. But that's only if that's an option. What if it's not an option? Does anybody else have this issue? It's not like the only dislike I have of tech is that I can't use it. Like, there's not very many things that I can't navigate in the 3D realm. Tech is not one of them. And that's my dislike of it. It's just like, this is so difficult. Why is everybody walking around like this makes life easier? It doesn't make my life easier. It doesn't make my life easier. I watch other people use tech in a way that makes their life easier. But it doesn't make my life easier. Like, do other people have this? Do other people have this where they would like to engage with tech and they can use it, they know how to use it, they know all the like the buttons to press and the keys and the things and the programs and whatnot. I can navigate it. I have the skill. I know what to do. I try and do it and we go, nope. Go sit with a tree. That'll work. Tell me your thoughts. I'm interested. Are there other people that are willing to use tech but are just incompatible? Are you incompatible? Is your software incompatible? Software, sushi. Tell me what you think. Will we make it in the tech society? Will we be able to engage? Will they find somewhere for our software to go?